If you have for today's practice, you will need 2 blocks or 2 books. You can use 2 cans of any food you might have. You can use water bottles. You're looking for anything that will kind of give you support or that you can grab onto, something that will bring the floor a little bit closer to your hands in case you need that support. If you don't have anything, it's not a big deal. We don't really use them very much. You'll be fine without them. You can still do this practice. If you don't have a yoga mat at home, you can also still do this practice. Just do it on your hardwood floor or your carpet. If you need, take a rolled up blanket or a pillow to place under your knees when we are resting our knees on the floor. Today's practice will be a little bit different. We're going to integrate a few kind of new modalities into the practice today. We'll do a little vinyasa flow, but we're also going to use resistant stretching. Resistant stretching is a form of stretching that integrates elongation and activation of the muscle at the same time. That really gets into the fascia, the connective tissue of your body, and it really exfoliates that connective tissue. It brings moisture to the tissue and it gets rid of all of the gunk that settles in there from everyday life and from stress. And you want to get these tissues clearer because you want the blood and white blood cells and oxygen to be able to flow into and through these tissues and carry away anything that isn't supposed to be there. So we'll do some of that work. We'll start the practice off with some pranayama breathing techniques that are really great to have during times of stress. We will then finish the practice with some acupressure points for the immune system. These are great tools to have. You can do them every morning, you can do them at night in bed, and it might, make you feel like you've got a little bit more control. You've got some tools to help you stay strong through all of this. So we will start coming to a comfortable seat. You can grab a block or a pillow and place it underneath your seat. You can come to Virasana, which is your knees together, feet on either side of the prop, or you can just come to a comfortable seat with your legs crossed in front of you. I do recommend sitting up on something. If you don't have a block, roll up a blanket or just put a pillow from your couch or your bed underneath you just so your seat is a little bit elevated off the ground. We'll start doing alternate nostril breathing. So you'll take your right hand and you'll make a fist. You'll leave your left hand resting on your thigh, palm up. The right hand, you'll release your pinky finger, your ring finger, and your thumb, and you'll bring the hand up in front of your face. You'll block the right nostril with your thumb and inhale for a count of 4 through the left nostril. You'll block both nostrils using the ring finger to block the left nostril, and then you'll exhale for 4 counts out the right nostril. Inhale for 4 through the right. Block both, and then exhale for 4 through the left. That's 1 round of this breath. Inhale again for 4 through the left. Block both nostrils, exhale out the right. Inhale in through the right. Block both and exhale out through the left. We'll repeat this breath on our own for a few rounds, and then we will come back. nostril. Bring your right hand to your right thigh, palm up, and just breathe normally for a few breaths. Blink your eyes open if you've closed them. That is a great breath to use when you're feeling very stressed, when you're feeling anxious. The alternate nostril breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which turns off the fight or flight response, and it lets you drop into the rest and relax part. It's really great when you're feeling very, very anxious. So now we'll move on to the oceanic breath, otherwise known as Ujjayi. This is a breath through the nose and out the nose that makes an ocean sound in the back of your throat. So to start, you'll just exhale out your mouth like you're fogging up glasses, like you were going to clean your sunglasses. So just a big, and then you inhale through the mouth, making that same noise. And now you close your mouth and start breathing through your nose, keeping that same noise activated. You'll feel the breath moving in and out through the back of your throat. It's a little bit more difficult to hear on the inhale. It's a little bit more forceful on the exhale, but you want to make the sound on both inhale and exhale. That's a great breath to use in any time of stress in your yoga practice, when you're at work, when you're out. Anytime that you feel a little bit stressed, if you drop into that breath, it will focus your body, focus your mind a little bit, and calm you down. So we will start by coming to kind of like a hands and knees shape. We're going to do our first of the activated stretching exercises. You'll place both forearms on the ground, pressing your hands and your elbows into the mat or the wooden floor or blanket if you don't have a mat at home. So the way we're going to do this is imagine dragging your elbows back towards your legs, but they're not going to move. It's an energetic movement. You want to activate the back of your arms, the back here of your shoulder, your armpit, maybe the upper part of your back. So we'll come here, tuck your toes under on the mat if you can, and then inhale and come forward, bringing your nose over your hands. Activate that pull back motion, digging your elbows into the mat and slide your hips back almost to a child's pose, but stop before you hit your feet. And then bring yourself back over your hands. Activate your elbows and drag yourself back. You can flow with this on the breath or just notice how you're breathing. It doesn't have to be an inhale, exhale move. If you prefer to do it that way, you are more than welcome to. So we're starting to activate and floss out the fascia of the tricep, the armpit, the upper back. You can try looking forward and see if that feels a little different in your body. You can try rounding your neck as you come back. See if that stretches out a different area of your body. We've got a few more left here. Then you come to your hands and knees and you'll walk over to the left side of your mat, placing your right forearm down with your palm up, digging the elbow in and placing the left hand in a prayer position on top of your right hand to kind of hold it in place. Then you'll want to activate the arm like you were in a cactus and you were going to slide it over to the right side of your mat. So you activate it and then you move back and kind of around. You want to get into the shoulder blade, into the scapula, get under the shoulder blade and really start flossing out all the fascia on the ribs and the back of your shoulder. This is going to start activating the large intestine meridian in your body. In Chinese medicine, the large intestine meridian is kind of in charge of releasing and letting go of things, which is kind of what we're all doing right now in all different ways. We're releasing and letting go of the way of life that we've known and kind of just dropping into the present moment and seeing where it takes us. A few more on this side. Really feel like you're getting into that back right scapula and your ribs, really opening up all that connective tissue. Last one on this side. And then we'll come over and we'll cross over to the right side of our mat and we'll do the same thing. I will face you so you can see exactly what I'm doing. You can try to just turn your body to the left and see how that feels. You can also drag your hips back towards your feet and turn at the same time. That might activate a different part and feel really nice in your body. Move around a little bit, see what feels good to you. Repetition with these movements is really key in order to be able to really get into the connective tissue and get out all the junk that kind of settles in there. Keep the elbow activated through the entire movement. Last one here. Come back up onto hands and knees on your mat and push yourself back into a child pose and just kind of release here. Inhale up onto hands and knees. Exhale, push back into the first down dog of the day. You can bend your knees, alternating between them, kind of walk your dog out, bend both at the same time, lift your seat and really push your chest back towards your knees. This is how I like to practice down dog. It's a little bit easier in the back of your legs and your lower back. So if you have a kind of twingy, achy lower back, this is how you should start with bent knees down dog. We'll inhale here, lifting your right leg up. Exhale, open it up to the side. Kind of just turn your knee, make some circles with your ankle, work out all of the tightness in there, keeping your shoulders squared to the mat. Inhale. Square your left leg back, your right leg back to the ground, and step it forward into a lunge, dropping your back knee. Inhaling, sweep your arms up and settle down here into a nice low lunge. Squeezing your left glute muscle, Really feeling a big stretch right here through the left thigh and the left psoas. Reaching up through your fingers. Feel your hips move down. Feel your ribs lift up away from your hips. Feel energy coming out through your fingertips. Take an inhale. Exhale, cactus your arms. Inhale, place your hands back on the ground. Exhale, step back into a downward dog. Take a few breaths here, pedaling out your feet again if you need to. Coming to a still shape. Now you'll inhale your left leg up. Exhale, open the hip, keeping your shoulders square. Make some circles with the knee, some circles with the ankle. Go both ways. Inhale, squaring off your hips. Exhale, stepping forward. Drop your knee and rise up. Again, activating the right glute muscle. Really dropping into the front knee, having it at a 90-degree angle. Knee above your ankle. Reaching up through your hands. Feeling a deep stretch in your right thigh. Feeling your ribs lift up off of the hips. Inhale here. Exhale, cactus your arms. Inhale, then back down. Exhale, step back into a downward dog. We will take a vinyasa here if you'd like. If not, just stay in your down dog. So you'll inhale forward into an upward facing dog. Make sure you're opening through your collarbones, not holding on in your glutes. And then you'll exhale back down into your downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, step it forward. And we will do some more of that resistance stretching. Here is a time where if you have blocks or anything to grab onto, you might want to grab onto them. If not, you're totally okay just keeping your hands or your fingertips on the ground like this. You'll come to your blocks. Bend your knee to a right angle, knee on top of the ankle. You want to activate your foot here, and you want to energetically drag it towards the back of the mat. So you're digging your heel in, and you're moving it towards your left leg. So you want to activate that foot, and then start moving your legs back toward, your hips back towards your feet. Inhale here, and then drag the leg back. You can dig the heel in and lift the front of the foot if you'd like. And now we're getting into the back of the leg, your hamstring muscles. You really want to start flossing out these muscles. They're very tight for so many people. And this will really start opening them up for you in a different way than just stretching. You can start moving your foot, moving your toes inside, dragging it back, and activate a different part of the hamstring. Maybe turn your toes out. to the front, place both hands on the mat. Inhale, tuck your back toes. Exhale, step your left foot forward to meet your right. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen, lengthening through the spine, across the collarbone. Exhale down. Inhale your arms up and around. Bring them through center. Relax them at your side in Tadasana. Tadasana is a standing mountain pose. Can't see my whole body, but you really just need to see my feet for this anyway. You really want to ground your feet in Tadasana. This pose starts from the feet up. So you want them about a comfortable hip-width distance apart. It's about 2 fists if you measure with your hands. You want your knees tracking towards the front of the room. My feet turn out a little bit because my legs are a little bit bowed. Yours may be completely forward. The important thing is that your knees are pointing towards the front of the room. You want to ground down through all 4 corners of both feet and lift the inner arches and feel that lift start to come up from your calf muscles and your shins into your thighs and your hamstrings, up into your hips with your tailbone tracking down towards your feet, your hips lifting up, and then your hands come out like this. This is Tadasana. It's a very active pose. You really feel grounded and rooted to the ground, to the floor and the earth in this pose. We come back to the top of your mat, stand in Tadasana here. We'll inhale our arms up and around, reaching above our heads, grabbing your right wrist. Exhale and pull your right hand towards the left side of the room, feeling a big stretch in the right side of the body and the right lung, grounding down through the right foot. Feel the expansion and the opening in the ribs. You'll come back up to center, switch the grip to your left hand, and then pull your left hand over to the right side of the room, grounding down through the left foot, feeling a really big stretch through this part of the body, opening the lungs and the ribs. Turning your chest towards the left if that feels good. You'll come back up. Exhale, back down. You'll inhale, halfway lift and lengthen again through the sides and the collarbone. You'll exhale and you'll step back into a downward facing dog. We'll do a couple of vinyasas here. We'll inhale forward to upward facing dog. Exhale into a chaturanga. Inhale back to up dog. And exhale back into a down dog. Feel free to stay in your down dog or come to a child's pose while we're flowing through these if you prefer. You will inhale up onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees and look forward. Step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale, bring your arms up and around over your head. Exhale, Tadasana. We'll take 2 rounds of Surya A here. Again, if you prefer to just go to down dog and stay, or stay in a child's pose, take whatever feels good in your body. Inhale your arms up and around. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, place your palms down, step or jump to the back of the mat into a plank. Exhale into a half push-up, chaturanga. Inhale into an upward facing dog. Drop down into a cobra if that feels better in your body. And then exhale, push back to down dog. Take a few breaths here. And you'll inhale up to your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, and step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale your arms up and around. Exhale, hands to prayer, into Tadasana. One more round here. Inhale your arms up and around. Exhale, bend forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank. Inhale, lower down to Chaturanga. Inhale, exhaling here. Take an inhale. And exhale, push back into downward dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, pull it forward. Come to a high lunge. Inhaling your arms up. Exhaling, settle into the pose. Again, we're going to activate the back right glute here. Feeling a deeper stretch in the right quad. And activation in the back leg. Come to a twist, bringing your right elbow over your left knee, bringing your hands to a prayer. You can drop your back leg down like this if that's better for you, and then take a twist. Inhaling and lengthening, exhaling and twisting more towards the left side. You'll come and drop your hands down to the mat and bring your back knee in a little bit to more of a 90-degree angle. We'll do some more of that resistance stretching here. We're going to do something to activate the outside of our shoulder, this part of our body here. So you'll cross your right elbow over your left knee again, and this time you'll bring your right hand forward towards the front of your mat. And you'll bring your left hand over to grab the back side of your hand on the thumb side. So you want to imagine that you're pushing your right hand towards the mat, like this. You're activating your hand like this, and you're taking your left hand and you're pushing it back towards your hip. And you're really activating the back of the shoulder here. Little guest appearance by my dog. One more here. And then we'll bring our hands back to the ground. We'll step forward, bring your right leg to meet our left. We'll inhale and lengthen. Exhale, bend forward. Inhale the arms up and around. We'll come down to a Tadasana. Then we'll inhale, arms up and around. We'll exhale, coming down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, hands to the mat. You'll step your legs back and come into like a half downward dog here. And then you want to bring your arms to the right side of your mat, ground through the left leg, maybe bend the right knee. And feel a very big opening here on this side of your body, on the left side, through the lungs, through the ribs. Breathe here. back to the center of the mat, and now come over to the left side, 10 o'clock. And again, bend the left leg, ground down through the right, and feel that deep stretch through your ribs and your lungs. Take a few deep breaths here. Exhale, bringing your hands back to center. You'll step back into a full down dog here. Maybe pedal out your legs a little bit, turning your triceps in towards your armpits. Really pushing down through all 5 fingers and all 4 corners of your hand. And then you'll inhale your right leg up. You'll step it forward into a high lunge. Bringing your arms up, lifting out, bringing your ribs up and out of your hips, activating the left glute, rounding down through the right foot. And we'll inhale to a twist. Inhaling, bring your left elbow over your right leg, coming to a prayer shape, dropping that back knee if that's better for your body. And we'll inhale here and lengthen, and we'll exhale and twist. We'll inhale and lengthen, exhale and twist. Drop your hands down to the ground, move that back leg in a little bit, and we'll come to do the resistance stretching on this side. I will face you so you have a little bit of a better idea of what's going on. So we'll cross the left arm across the right leg again. We'll bring the right hand to the front of the mat, activating it like we're pushing it towards our right foot. Bringing the right hand over and around, and we will start to push it back towards our hips. Really activating back the outside of your shoulder, that large intestine. Really trying to let go of things we can't control, and perhaps work on finishing things we can control. We may feel out of control of a lot of things right now. It's a very uncertain time. But there are things we can control. We can control how we move our body and how we try to think and how we try to come at every day and the attitude that we come at it with. Those are all things within our control in this uncertain, uncontrollable time. So now we'll come and place our hands back down on the ground. Come to a comfortable seat or sit up on a block or a pillow in Virasana like we did in the beginning. And we're going to do another breathing exercise. This is more of an active fire breather. And this is for your immune system. So we're going to do kind of like a hard exhale out. We're going to breathe in through the nose passively and exhale sharply out. But we will also be tapping our sternum. There's a point in your sternum that activates the immune system. So by tapping your sternum with every exhale, you're activating and awakening your immune system. And you're building that fire in your belly with the breath. So we will reach our arms out. Inhale here. And start. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your palms into your lap. Now you'll come to hands and knees on your mat. You're going to push yourself up into a plank. Stay here, noticing your alignment, bringing your belly to your spine, tucking your tailbone, reaching your ankles and heels towards the back of the room, reaching your sternum forward, opening through the chest bone. Now we'll do a few ab work. We will drop the knees and hover them above the mat. Exhale, drop the knees. Inhale, lift them. Exhale, drop. One more time. Exhale, press back. Downward facing dog. Inhale up to your toes. Exhale, bend your knees. Look forward. Step or jump to the top of the mat. And this time we'll just come sit down. We're going to do our last stretching exercise of the class. So you'll come to your back. We'll do a figure 4 shape on the back. So you'll cross your right leg over your left, placing your right ankle on top of your left knee. You'll bring both legs in and wrap your hands around the back of your left leg. Now you want to activate the right leg through the ankle by kicking it towards the front of the mat. You want to kick it into your left leg. Keep the left leg relaxed and kick the right one away, and then bring it towards you. Feeling a really, really deep flossing stretch through the right side of the hip. These muscles on the outer edge of the hip are stabilizing muscles. So the more lubricated and open these muscles are, the more stable we are. Keep bringing that whole shape to you and feel that really, really nice opening through your butt. Place your left foot on the ground, place the right foot on the ground, and switch sides, crossing the left foot over the right leg, bringing the whole shape into you, wrapping your hands around the back of your right leg, activating through that left leg. Feel it pushing into your right knee, feel that ankle kicking away, and bring the whole shape into you. This is a great stretch for people who get headaches a lot, opening up the gallbladder channel, which runs through the side of the hips. It's really great for releasing all of that tension and gunk that might be causing your headaches. One more on this side. Bring your right leg to the ground, uncross your left leg, place your left foot on the ground. Bring your feet in a little bit towards your seat, just so you can brush your heels with your fingertips. Place your feet hips-width distance apart. Open up your arms and push up into a bridge. Tucking your shoulder blades under, keeping your arms extended next to you, palms reaching towards the sky, releasing the glute muscles here, really feeling the activation in the thighs and the feet Feel the grounding through your mat of your four corners of your feet. On your next exhale, bring your spine to the ground, vertebra by vertebra, till your lower back is back on the mat. Bring your knees into your chest. You can just grab your knees and drop them out to the side of the mat. You can grab shins, grab ankles, grab your feet. Come into a happy baby here, kind of rock side to side, releasing everything we did in class. Have fun with this, kind of let yourself go. Rock around, kick if you want, bring one leg in, one leg out. Come back to stillness. Bring your feet together. Place both feet on the mat. We are not going to do a Shavasana in this class. I am instead going to go over those points with you. The first one we'll do is on your hand. This is large intestine 4. It's right in between the padding of your thumb and your forefinger. So you'll take your middle finger and you'll press it down on the outside of your hand. Take your thumb on the inside of your hand and just grab onto the webbing here. And you just press this for about a minute. You'll feel it's a little tender. If it's not, you can move a little bit further down, maybe grab onto the bone. This is an elimination point. You do not want to do this if you're pregnant. This point asks the body to get rid of things that are inside us that don't belong. So you can also kind of imagine you're pulling up through the webbing of your hand here and kind of pulling everything out of your body that shouldn't be inside of it. This point in our bodies is a main line for a lot of different systems. So it's kind of one of the main immune system points you want to press. It's also a great one if you have a headache. This is the first thing you should do. Press each side of your palm for a minute. We'll switch sides, grabbing the left hand with our right fingers, really getting into the meat there, feeling where it's sensitive. You want to find the tenderness there. And we'll just kind of work it out. Stay here for about a minute. This is a great time to activate your breathing. If you want to activate that Ujjayi breath and just kind of be here with your body while you're working these points. Kind of just drop into yourself. If you do these in the morning when you wake up or in the evening, it's really nice to just drop in here. The next point we'll find is going to be stomach 36, and that's on the outside of your shins. So a little bit closer so you can see. You want to come to your kneecap here, the end of your kneecap, and place all 3 of your first fingers there and then move over to the side. And it's right in this meaty part of your leg. Another good way to find it is flex your foot, and right at the top of this big muscle on your shin is where the point is. So then you relax and you kind of drop in. You find it in there. It's a very big range area, so don't worry if you're not exactly on it. You're still getting into the point here. And then you can cross over with your other hand and find it on the other side, and you can work both of them at the same time. You can do this watching TV, you can do this on your back, you can do this in bed, you can go like this, like a happy baby, and just kind of work them out. You'll feel some sensitivity here, and this is activating your stomach channel, and this, like lights the fire in the stomach, which then moves the fire up to your lungs, and then your lungs expel anything in the body, in the respiratory system, that doesn't belong. So you want to activate this point for about a minute as well. Another great way you can get into that point is laying on your back, say you're in bed watching TV, just cross the opposite heel over and dig it into that area of your leg while you're laying there. Prop yourself up on a pillow, watch TV, and get into this point. It's such a big space, it's such a big area that this will definitely activate it as well. And then the last one we'll do is on your sternum here. It's right underneath your clavicle bone, where the clavicle and the sternum meet, right underneath there in the meaty part of your chest. This is a calming point, calms the heart, it calms the mind. It also relaxes chest and lung tightness. So we'll stay here and we'll press this one for about a minute as well. It is a really nice calming point. You might feel your body calm down pretty quickly with this one. And these are great things to do if we're going out, we have to go food shopping, or you have to go out for any reason right now and you want to really rev up your immune system. These are great things to do before or after you leave your house. Great things to remember, you know, for cold and flu season in coming years. All right, and that is it. I hope you enjoyed this class, and I've given you some tools to make you feel a little bit more in control and a little bit less anxious in these very interesting, very unsure times. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope I will see you guys soon. Everyone stay well.